Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Seahawks, they too were losers last week, so they're also hoping to get back in the win column.
Something's got to give in this one, right? Both teams want to start a new streak, and they both want it to be a victory. This should be a fun one.
Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Cardinals now getting set to go offensively, and it'll be the dual-threat quarterback Kyler Murray leading the way.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw one touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to...
First play and a first pass for Murray. And incomplete to open things up. These two teams, they met up earlier in the year, back in Week 2. And it was the visiting Cardinals who came away with the victory. So now they've got a chance here to sweep the season series if they can get the victory in Glendale. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Give him the third down conversion, 5 yards on the play. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now Murray. A short one here, caught by McBride. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be 2nd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch. Now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
An injury stoppage here, and a lot of worried faces on that offense and on that sideline as Kyler Murray is in some discomfort. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. And they will be led out by their second-year quarterback.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one is capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
From the 33, here's a 2nd and 8. Off the bootleg, Baker. This is Fant on the short completion.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough Just bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
They'll try for the first with Walker. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. Give them 3 yards there on the first down pickup.
Well, that was big right there because they're in the bottom 5 in the league in converting on third down. They needed that pickup in a big way.
There were 2 things they said they wanted to win in this game. One, the turnover battle, and the second, third down conversions. So they got one there. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Off play action. Baker. Oh, he tries to get it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Sean Murphy-Bunting. And they will score. It's a pick-6 for the Cardinals touchdown. So, Charles, our first points of the game provided defensively. What a play that was.
And I can only imagine that the folks at home watching are thinking to themselves, that's one of those plays where once the ball leaves the quarterback's hands, you just sort of go, uh-oh, and wait for the result. This time, the defense benefited.
Chad Ryland now to add the PAT. He hasn't missed an extra point all season, and he won't miss this one either, and it's 7-0. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick-6. So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And able to get this out to the 25. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. Coming off every player's friend, the open week from last weekend.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. Even if you're coming off of a loss, as they did, the open week is exactly what you need after you kind of get over it a little bit, right? Rest up the mind, rest up the body, get yourself ready to go. And they have to be eager to play again, especially since they lost the last time out.
Again, it's Charbonnet. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Here is third down and 4. Looking to throw. Baker. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable third down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the first down.
Now a play fake here on first down. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Not the start to this one that any quarterback would want or envision. Remember, he had the pick-6, and here he ends up on his backside.
And you have to wonder to yourself, okay, after throwing the pick-6, did he get too careful with the football and not deliver downfield and take that sack? They've got to make sure that he's really into this game.
On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 41. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Up the middle, here's Walker. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. A long way to go here on third down for the 8th play of the drive. Back to throw. Baker. And that is incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line. So the Cardinals offense back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here, and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. This one swung out to Williams.
So the completion good for 7 there, and it'll be 2nd down.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Encroachment defense.
So they'll accept that penalty, and that'll, of course, move the football up the field.
Automatic 1st down.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. And Wilson in motion left. And they'll fake the jet sweep, and instead give up the middle to Williams.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call.
Holding offense.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Up the middle, it's Williams. It'll be a gain of about 5, but they're left with a 3rd and still about 12 to go.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete.
That's well done defensively. They get the pressure they needed on 3rd down. All the receivers are locked up tight, and they force that quarterback to just throw it away.
Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return, and it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy? That crossing route is so effective when you hit it just right because you get a guy on the move, and then we see the end result there.
It's a nightmare for the defense. They got a guy with a full head of steam.
Not only does he catch it, but he picks up additional yardage after it.
In motion, the tight end. They go play action here on 1st down.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete. Jackson Smith and Jigba, the one he was after there.
But it's going to be 2nd down.
You look at this Arizona defense.
And they've played well against the pass, currently ranked 7th in the NFL.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding against the air attack.
To throw is Baker from the gun on 3rd down. And this is going to be incomplete. Now they're staring at a 4th down as Arizona's defense does its job.
So many times we've seen him try to escape the pocket and do something with his legs, but in this case, the pressure was too intense and he made the wise choice to just get rid of the football and make sure no one was going to get it.
And that is no good. Oh, he missed it just wide of the upright, and this will stay at a 7-point game.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. So after the missed long field goal attempt, this offense set up nicely at the 44-yard line. They'll send a receiver in motion left. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's 2nd down.
I think you saw the same thing that I did there, partner. Remember, he's their backup quarterback, so the last thing they need is to lose another one right here on the sack. Looks like he's going to be okay, though.
Yeah, he looked like he was favoring something in the left leg. Appears to be fine now, but you're right. That O-line, they got to protect him. And that one going to be off target and incomplete.
And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. In trouble, and he's taken down.
That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long, why are you calling play action?
Yeah, because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking. But to me, it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and it leads to a play-action sack. This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And they were in field goal range the last time out, but couldn't connect.
And it's early in the game, so I don't think that the confidence just goes entirely out of, running your kicker back out there. But let's face it, some coaches have a little bit less patience for that than others. Let's see if they call the game differently now in terms of what they do on drives and not try and settle for field goals.
And only able to get 2 here, stopped at the 30.
But you look at this defense.
They sit at number 20 in the NFL right now against the run.
This is an area of the game that they definitely have to improve because right now, against the pass, top 10 in the league. But against the run, that's where the struggles have come in. You've got to find a way to make sure they stop runners before they get started.
Seahawk football here to start quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up.
Baker. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a 1st down.
Straight ahead, Walker to the 43, 2nd down.
Not a huge carry there on 1st down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw.
Throw out wide to Walker.
So nothing doing there. 3rd and 7 now.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
That's going to bring up 4th down, only a gain of 2 there. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. And this works out well as it'll kick out of bounds at the 11-yard line. And the Cardinals getting set to trot out there now. And they've got themselves a 7-0 lead here, but that, you recall, was a defensive touchdown, so still nothing as of yet for this offense.
Well, they're happy to have the lead. We've got to cut them a little bit of slack. It's still early enough, just a couple of drives so far, but if this one goes nowhere, those adjustments that we talk about, they shouldn't wait for halftime. They should go ahead and start working on them right now.
Here's a 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 16-yard line.
Now a give up the middle to Williams. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line.
Holding offense.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Following the penalty, it's Williams. And a short pickup here as he'll get across the 10 to the 11-yard line. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down.
On gain of 2, makes it 3rd down and 10.
He'll drop to throw.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about, and you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
And now a fair catch called for and taken just outside the 40-yard line. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field.
Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10.
Now Baker, off play action.
Oh, he had a man open. He overshot him. It's incomplete.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Off the play fake. Baker. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Baker. The Cards get to him here. He's brought down for a sack.
Tyrell Dodson coming in to drop him for a loss of 8. And it also brings up 4th.
Well, obviously the pass rush gets the glory and the statistics on this play, but the coverage, they deserve a ton of credit too. Denied open windows, erased the quarterback's targets one by one. Everywhere he looked, someone was covered. Only a matter of time before someone got there to bring him down.
Here's Michael Dixon now to punt. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Fielded at the 20. Call that a 44-yard punt, 5 on the return. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field.
And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Back to throw.
Goes right back to McBride.
And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd and 5.
At the 42-yard line.
Looking to throw.
That's out to the flat for Ingram.
It'll be a gain of 5. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. They'll look to throw again.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Cardinals 1st down as he's able to get about 3 that time on 3rd and inches.
Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the 1st down.
Going right back to Wilson.
And he is going to lose yardage here. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Again, he'll drop to throw. That's complete to Sharp. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a 1st down. They'll run out of the gun here. Williams.
That's some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. This will be caught at the 2. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the 2nd quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum. because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And he gets halfway there, down to the 1-yard line. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up second and goal. Williams will take this one in. It's a Cardinal touchdown. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of the season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
So after the field goal, Riley back out as he'll send this one away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And out now come the Seahawks. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
Well, this defense is going to have to finish the job. There's still a second half that they have to play. But so far, an absolute total effort. They've disrupted the passing game, stressed the pocket for the quarterback. They forced him into errant throws. Everything they're doing has been executed well. Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far offensively, or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away.
This is brought in at the 21. It's a 45-yard punt, then 8 on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the second quarter.
And he doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. He'll try again with the arm here on second down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Wilson. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35.
2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. Here is 3rd and 5.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun.
That is caught.
And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44.
Rookie quarterback, rookie running back. They team up there to pick up the first.
That's a big conversion there on 3rd down because they did not want to give the ball up here late in the half. They'd love to take the clock all the way down and score. This will definitely help the cause.
Back to throw again.
Pass to the right, and he's got McBride.
And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40.
The Cardinal passing game dialed in now. 1st down.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
Screen play set up for Williams.
7 yards there on the 1st down screen play.
Good call there on 1st down. And, Brandon, I'm getting better over the years of not screaming out screen, screen, screen with my defensive training. They want to keep those pass rushers honest, and they did so there, and they wound up picking up positive yardage.
He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down. Now a timeout called for by the offense as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. They'll look to throw now on first down.
Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
He's got Harrison left side complete. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime. They'll drop to throw. Over the middle here to Wilson. And he is going to have a Cardinals first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Now we're going to get a stoppage here as we've got an injured Cardinal on the field.
So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
In motion right, that's Harrison. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
And this one is incomplete.
That's a big force incompletion there to bring up 3rd and long, and this defense can still salvage a little momentum by forcing them to kick a field goal, because just a few plays ago, they looked like they were headed towards the end zone.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw.
The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
So 2 third down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a third, and now they deal with 4th down. And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that. And we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. So we reach halftime here in Glendale with the Cardinals on top. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Hi again, everybody. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the league here in the unofficial midway point, Week 8 of the NFL season. We'll begin up north at MetLife Stadium over in New Jersey, where you see the final score there. 31-13 was the final. And lastly, we'll wrap up the week with Monday Night Football. Definitely one to tune in for, as it'll be the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Seahawk offense set to go to begin this third quarter. We'll see, Charles, if they had a chance to hit the reset button at halftime. They have not scored. They're facing this big deficit. And if they're going to come back, it's going to have to start right now.
Yeah, and for them, it's not dwelling in the negative because, yes, they were totally ineffective in the first half. But we've seen many games that have flipped around in the second half. It all starts with this drive right here. They get something good going, put some points on the board, they begin to have hope.
On first down, he'll drop to throw.
Oh, he had a man running free, but he overshot him, and it's incomplete.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Off play action. Baker.
He completes this to Walker.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Back to throw. Baker.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. Off the bootleg. Baker. And that'll be incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again.
As it complete to Jackson Smith and Jigba. And he'll get positive yardage there as he'll be touched down.
Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And he's going to have the 1st down, yardage to the 35. 4 yards on the pickup, good enough to extend the drive. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10.
And going right back to Walker.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
2 yards on the pickup there. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. Operating from the gun, Baker. This is Fant on the short completion.
And he is going to have a Seahawks 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They looked like a different team here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there were very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
Operating from the gun, Baker.
He'll get that to Charbonnet.
Now we're going to get a stoppage here as we've got an injured Cardinal on the field.
While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. 2nd and 10.
Looking to throw. Baker completes it to Fant on the right side. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12.
3rd and 2.
Back to throw. Baker.
They'll get this one complete. Westbrook-Akine. And the Seahawks are going to have 1st and goal coming up as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 2.
At the 5-yard line.
Looking to throw. Baker. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle.
Nick Westbrook-Akine.
His 4th touchdown on the year.
And the Seahawks are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the 2nd half.
That's a score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Cardinals offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. He's really had his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him, and he'll look to keep it rolling right here. In motion right, that's Wilson.
They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I'm getting a sense that the momentum of this game is changing since the break. Nice play there, and this D is fired up.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Back to throw here. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Makes it 3rd down and 12 yards to go.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And the Seahawk defense gets to him and they bring him down. And that'll bring up 4th down on the big sack with a loss of 5.
Well, partner, we know they came out of the locker room down on the scoreboard, but I will guarantee you the defensive side of the ball got super emotional. They can come out and play with aggressiveness, with fury, because they don't have to be quite as precise, and it paid off for them on that play, didn't it?
Sure did. Excellent play, really setting the tone for this 3rd quarter. It's a return of 4 following a 42-yard punt.
Yeah, we will get another look at Seattle's offense. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but, Charles, they look up, and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
Tyrell Dodson able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
The sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11. Back to throw. Baker. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Baker. He'll find Metcalf. 14 yards, but they're still well shy of a first as that leads to 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on for the 5th time here today. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. So out now come the Cardinals. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. Throw left side, complete to Sharp. The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 45-yard line.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw.
And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
They'll look to throw again. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
Here's Brian Anger now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. Taking it about the 16. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and out will come the offense as they take over. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. Off the play fake. Baker. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Loose inside the 30. Inside the 10. And they will finally get to him, but a great return has set him up first and goal at the 5. He had his eyes on the end zone. He got close. At least he set the offense up nicely, but he's probably mad he didn't take that one to pay dirt.
I agree with you, and you know he's going to get teased because he didn't get it all the way into the end zone. But if they don't score now, if they don't get a touchdown, he won't just get teased. They'll be glaring at him. How'd you not score?
The Cardinals offense now works their way back onto the field.
And now they are in prime position, first and goal after the interception and return. They'll look to make it pay off for 6 points.
They'll try and run. This is Williams. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal.
Leads to second and goal at the 5-yard line.
Williams will try again. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
This has not been a fun sequence for him at all. First and goal, no gain. Second and goal, he ends up losing yardage. He may be trying to talk him into getting the ball third time, but I think it's going to be difficult for him to win that battle.
He's got his man. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona.
Christian Watson
from 6 yards away.
And the Cards will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third. Well, with this rookie QB, we talk a lot about his ball placement and how good he can be at laying it right in there. I think we just saw, Charles, though, the strength of that arm. That was an absolute rifle for the completed touchdown.
It absolutely was, and let's face it, you think he was really ready to get that first touchdown? Absolutely. He threw that pass with authority, just as you described. Big-time arm right there, and let's face it, a lot of quarterbacks used to be pitchers in baseball. The fastball was usually their best pitch, and we saw it there.
Back out is the kicker, Ryland, and he'll send this one away. And they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line. The Seahawks offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets, and it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
So both teams trade touchdowns, and the third as we're through 3 quarters of play.
You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Welcome back to the desert. We're in Glendale. It's the Seahawks with possession of the football, but they do trail here to begin quarter number 4. They'll look to throw here on first down.
That's complete to Westbrook-Akine.
And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution, even though the scoreboard is going against you.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Tyrell Dodson getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. And he's going to go down again. They get to him for a loss of 4, and it brings up 3rd down on the sack.
Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number is just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure.
Under pressure, they got him again. They bring a man off the corner that time, and he gets home for a loss of 6.
Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
Yeah, he's got Smith and Jigba.
And unable to break away, they stop him a few yards shy. The Seahawks go for it but can't convert. And the Cardinal defense is going to get the football back.
Everyone gears up for 3rd down, talks about the importance of it. But 4th down, that's truly the moment of truth play, isn't it?
Everything's dialed up a little bit more. And, it's such a momentum play, isn't it?
Absolutely, because it can flip either way depending on who converts on 4th down.
In motion left goes Watson. Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle.
And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down.
55 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
Yeah, that one going to be slowed up before it can really get going. Good work defensively to read the trickery and make the stop.
2nd and 6 at the 39-yard line.
They'll hand it off now. Williams. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd down and 5.
On play action, they'll throw. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. And the defense coming through on 3rd down. A loss of 7 to bring up 4th. Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for Arizona. Seven yards on the return after a punt of 39. And Seattle now ready to march out of the field.
They were coming off the extra week of rest, but this team started sluggish, and it really didn't get any better from there, and trailing big here in this 4th quarter.
Baker now throwing to start the drive.
Open man, Westbrook Akine.
It'll go as a gain of 4, and it's 2nd down.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 37-yard line.
Operating from the gun, Baker.
This one goes underneath to Walker.
And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. The Cards going nickel. An extra defensive back out there now on 3rd down. Back to throw. Baker. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a 1st down.
1st down, Seahawks.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
Looking to throw. Baker. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Seahawks go for it but can't convert. And this defense will take over right at midfield. So they've gone for it twice now on fourth down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a third situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and that'll bring up second down.
At the 49-yard line.
Now a handoff. Here's Williams. And he's going to get this pretty close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Seahawks 41. A yard all they need, but it's third down. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And he is going to have a Cardinals first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 1.
But sometimes, Brandon, there's just not a secret to how things get done. He's been running well all game long, and they continue to rely on him in this key situation.
They told us they were going to rely on him. They have. He comes through there, a big third down conversion. He was brought down there by Julian Love from the 34-yard line. Here's a 2nd and 5.
At the 34-yard line.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against?
Encroachment defense.
A penalty accepted, and they move the ball forward.
Still second down.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Letting one go deep for the end zone. Did he get the feet down? Yes! Touchdown! Marvin Harrison Jr., 29 yards. And the Cardinals look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. He has really settled in throwing the football, and that touchdown here in the fourth quarter gives him a pretty comfortable cushion. And now, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed, and I think they're going to take an extra long look at this one. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Extra point by Ryland, up and good, and the lead is now 24. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and the Cardinals cap it with a touchdown. And he won't quite make it to the 25. And Seattle now ready to march onto the field. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Now 2nd and 3. Back to throw. Baker setting up the screen here. This is Walker. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. Looking to throw. Baker. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down.
It hasn't been the cleanest game for him, but there was a sign of improvement as he looks towards the next one. Nice bit of scrambling to move the sticks, and even more importantly, he didn't risk adding another interception to his ledger.
And Walker has it. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it'll be second down. back to throw. Baker. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Bryant. And he'll be out of bounds after his short pickup, as that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. They'll come up now 3rd and 3. Operating from the gun, Baker. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. Now a timeout called for by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Operating from the gun, Baker. Open man is Barner, the tight end. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. Here's 2nd and 3. Operating from the gun, Baker. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. It'll be a loss of only a couple on the sack, but now it'll bring up 3rd down.
Well, this has turned into an absolute week to forget for this quarterback. Multiple sacks, pair that with multiple turnovers. As far as he's concerned, if he ever sees this defense again, it'll be way too soon.
A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Now he's forced out left. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. They'll try and run down some clock with Williams. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Now a man who's been busy this afternoon. It's Williams. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. So it's a win here for the Arizona Cardinals. And we talked so much about the turnover battle determining who wins.